Hi, my name is Clay with CPAP My Way and CPAPMyWay.com. Today we want to take some time to introduce you to the all-new AirFit N30i. It is the new mask from ResMed, and as you'll notice, it's a pretty big departure from their current lineup, as in that it is not a pillow mask or a standard nasal mask. Instead, now it is a cradle mask. The cradle being fairly similar to the cradle on the F30 full face that they released recently. You'll also notice that it is the only mask they're offering now with the top of the headgear mask tube connection there. So it is definitely a big difference from what we've currently seen from ResMed. So a few things about the mask. To point out right off the bat, the frame, which is available in two sizes, as a standard or as a small. The one you're looking at here is a standard. Has these really cool little ribs here. And so what those ribs are used to do is to provide a little bit of a stretch to the head frame itself, which allows you for a lot more freedom of movement on the top of the mask without having any movement on the actual cradle itself. So if you're moving around in the bed and this pulls a little bit, it's no big deal. It's not pulling the cradle loose underneath your nose and causing any kind of fitting issues. Additionally, you'll notice it's a quick connect feature on the top. Just two little prongs you pinch there, and they clip right back in. So it is very obvious when it's left in the end of the tube. It's got the swivel and 360-degree rotation on the top, which allows for a lot more freedom of movement. The only adjustment on the actual mask are the straps here coming off the back. So you can tighten those by pulling back on them, and it will obviously pull the frame back, which in turn pulls the cradle tighter on the mask itself. One thing you have to keep in mind on this is that when you do tighten that, sometimes you have to kind of pick this up and pull it back a little bit because it stretches so well that it kind of remains in place even though you're pulling it backwards. So to get a proper fit, sometimes you have to adjust that a little bit. Obviously, if you're looking at the nose cradle here, it does have to be under the nose. So we get some people trying to cover their nose with it. That's not proper. It needs to be underneath the nose, and that way you can breathe through it correctly. So you'll also notice there's some cheek pads on it here. So comfort pads, as they might refer to it. They're built in, so they don't come on or off, and they come pre-built onto it when you take it out of the package. So it's not an additional thing or anything that you're going to add later. So we'll take it off, show you a little bit about the cradle itself. Let me get Frank, our dummy, out of the way here. You'll notice the cradle has a little bit of a curved design to it there. So it's kind of a unique fit in that it's going to fit around your nose. Additionally, you'll notice the bottom here is rigid, so this doesn't bend. This piece right here is rigid, which is also support, and keeps it from bending and flexing around on your face, which can also create leaks. So the rigid fit as well as the curved design provide a very unique cradle seal on this particular mask. The fit packs come with 3 different sizes: small, wide, small, and medium. It is rigged up pre-rigged, I should say, with a medium cushion on there. It is very easy to take it on and off. You'll notice there's an arrow to arrow there that is self-explanatory as to how it comes on and off. If you go to put it on wrong, you will notice, which this would be upside down, that there is no arrow to arrow on that side. So you would want to flip that around and put it on there appropriately. So very easy to take on and off, and which makes it maintaining this particular part easy, which is the most important part to maintain on your mask, the part touching your nose. So you'll also notice that there's what they call a septum bridge right in the middle there. So that also provides a little more stability to the cushion so that it doesn't wiggle too far off from where it's supposed to fit underneath your nostrils there. Okay. A very, very soft cushion, so it kind of inflates as you apply some pressure to it, and you'll see that in a minute when I try it on. As I stated, it comes in 2 sizes, so your standard and your small, both as fit packs. You can obviously get it by part and piece as well if you wanted to order, both frame sizes along with one mask. You can do that. But they do come as fit packs in a standard or a small, and that is just the actual frame size. You'll notice the cushion pillow size is the same in each. Also inside that starter pack is going to be a little card that tells you about some sizing. Okay, so You'll notice it gives you a little bit of a rundown of how the frame should size on your head. So too far forward is not good. You need to switch up to the standard larger one. And too far back is not good, touching your ears. And so you'd want to go back to your small frame there. Additionally, you'll notice it's got a nice little sizing gauge here. So it'll tell you which size cushion you're supposed to use. I know I'm not a wide or a small wide, so I'm going to put this on here and show you how to size it. So it goes right up underneath your nose, and you'll notice that I'm kind of a small to a medium in there. So really either would fit me okay, but for the sake of showing you how to change to a different size, we're going to put the small on there. So currently we have a medium on the mask. I'm going to take that off. And inside your fit pack will come two additional sizes. The small, which we're getting ready to put on, and then obviously the small wide. I sized pretty good for the small, so we're going to put that on there. And remember that the arrow to arrow must occur there. Snaps right in. The other side obviously snaps into the other side, and it's ready to rock and roll. So as far as fitting this mask, it's important that it go underneath your nose. So I find it best to, get one hand on the actual cushion itself and then one hand on the strap itself. And I always kind of get the cushion underneath my nose and then pull the strap over. And it always ends up kind of fitting in the right place. Sometimes we have people put this on first and then pull the cushion underneath next. And as long as you get it underneath, that works. But I find that it's best to get the cushion in place and then pull the headgear over for me. Obviously, this is a little loose on me, so I'm going to tighten it by pulling those straps back a little bit. And again, I told you, you gotta, because of that stretch frame up top, you kind of have to manually pull that back just a little bit to make sure it's right on your head. And you may have to do that as you're fitting it nightly. But you want it to be obviously firm up against your nose without being tight. You don't want it to pull up on the nose at all. There's plenty of give there, so you just want to make sure it fits properly right underneath the nose there, okay? Obviously, you don't want it riding up, and you don't want it down there around your lip. It does have to create a seal right there on the nose. All right, so let's hook it up and see what you think about it with some pressure. So we'll get our trusty AirSense 10 out here. And I'm going to use that disconnect so that I can connect it right here. Plug it on top, really nice and easy. You'll also notice that, it moves around really well, but there's nothing pulling loose on my nose. That's that stretch frame working really, really well. So it's one thing we noticed about this right off the bat. So I'm going to fire it up. So it's running now. You do have some light exhalation on the front here. Perfectly normal. You don't want it coming out around your eyes. That would be extremely uncomfortable, as well as not an effective seal. Okay. You've also got some slight exhalation up top here. You might be able to hear that. That actually ensures that if you were to go face down on the pillow, which is not too big of a deal, you've still got a secondary exhalation port on the top. Okay, so a real quiet mask. I really can't feel the exhalation much further than that right there. So once I get about 6 inches away, it's really diffused well so that you don't feel it. And then of course, when you're done, it's best to pull the head strap over first. It falls right off very, very easily. So that is the all-new ResMed N30i. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to comment below. We'd be happy to answer those. As well as give us a call or visit our website, chat us, or submit a form. So we look forward to hearing from you, and I hope you're having a great day.